In today's episode of Creator Setups, we'll take a look at my mini rig for the Alpha 7CR. Let's get right into it and check out the various components of my mini rig, starting off with the heart of it all, the Sony Alpha 7CR. Ever since this camera was released, it's been my everyday walk-around camera, but it's a powerful option for video creation since it can shoot 4K video up to 60 frames per second, and even has the ability to upload and use your own LUTs. For the lens, I'm using the Sony 16 to 25mm f2.8 G series lens. The lens and body combination makes the core of this rig not only lightweight, but very capable even in low light situations. The autofocus is excellent as well, which will come in handy for the solo creators out there. On the lens, I have a matte box attached that accepts 4x4 and 4x5.65 filters. I didn't use it this time, but mainly had it on for the look that it gives to this rig. The actual filter that I had on here was a variable ND filter made by Nissi. It's a 1 to 5 stop filter that helps when I'm shooting outdoors using S-Log3. Around the camera body itself, I'm using a small rig cage, which will allow me to attach various accessories via the 1/4-20 threads, as well as a cold shoe that I'll talk more about later. Connecting the matte box and the camera cage is a small rod which holds a small rig rosette rod clamp. This is totally optional but comes in handy if you want to use something like a handle with your rig. It holds everything tightly and it's probably overkill given how small and compact the setup is anyway. Moving on, I'm using a wooden handle on top of the cage made by Left Photo. I love the look of this handle and it's certainly strong enough to use with much heavier setups. On top of the handle, I'm using a 5-inch touchscreen camera monitor from Portkeys. You could use the built-in screen on the Alpha 7CR, but this one is much bigger, which can be useful in certain environments. It accepts Sony MPF series batteries, but I'm actually using this coiled cable to connect it to a small rig MPF battery that's seated on this MPF mount plate. What's nice about this setup is that you can run the monitor and camera from the MPF battery. Just attach the dummy battery to the camera and you're all set. To improve the ergonomics of the rig, I added a Nissi side handle to the side of the camera cage, so at a minimum there's 2 handles to hold the camera, not including the rosette clamp where you could actually add an extra handle if you needed it. Now for audio, I typically use a shotgun mic on camera, but unfortunately it's not possible to attach the mic to the multi-interface shoe with this specific setup. Instead, I mounted it to the cold shoe on the camera and connected a 3.5mm audio cable to the camera. This is the Sony ECM W3, which allows you to mic up to 2 different people. All of the cables are nicely routed around the camera thanks to these small rig cable clamps, which attach to any 1/4-20 threads on either the cage or the handle. As you can see, the entire setup is small and it can really produce some beautiful footage. Let me know what you think about this setup in the comments, and I'll add a link in the description that has all of the different pieces of this kit. Subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to see some more of my rigs, check out the video that you see here on the screen, and I'll see you there.